Frank Warren did an interview recently on IFL TV where he talked about the prospect of Jake Paul fighting his charge, Tommy Fury. He said, quote, "Actions speak louder than words. I know Jake has this following on YouTube and he says all the right things, but do it. We want to make the fight. It's really easy. He takes 50%, Tommy takes 50%. Make the fight. Let's get it done. Not a problem with us at all. Get it on. Tommy wants it, so stop talking about it and do it. That's the problem with these guys. They all seem to want to talk a lot. They say what they want to do and look for easy touches. Triller can do the worldwide TV rights and BT does the British ones. Let's get it on. If you're not going to do it, stop telling the people that you want it." End quote. Dear oh dear. I know Frank Warren is a bit long in the tooth, and one of the reasons why Eddie Hearn overtook him quite quickly as the #1 promoter in the UK is because Eddie Hearn is more in touch with popular culture. He understands the modern audience better than Frank Warren. Well, in this particular instance, how on earth can Frank Warren be talking about 50-50 between Jake Paul and Tommy Fury? Jake Paul is an international star who's doing pay-per-views and he's making a whole heap of money. Tommy Fury is not even close to that level commercially. Yes, he was on Love Island in the UK, but outside of the UK, nobody knows this guy. And the UK is a relatively small market. So Frank Warren needs to get realistic if he genuinely wants this fight to happen. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's hoping to build the fight up. Maybe that's why he is actually mentioning Jake Paul and all this kind of thing. But if Frank Warren is actually being serious here and he thinks that fight is a 50-50, then he really is completely off his rocking chair because it's not close commercially. I'm sure he can find out the figures for Jake Paul and what he's been making and so on. I know the baseline purse for Jake Paul versus Ben Askren was under $1 million. But in the United States, they get their guarantees, which is the baseline. Then they get the pay-per-view on top of it. And the pay-per-view usually makes up the vast bulk of their purse. So I'm sure Frank Warren can find out exactly what he got paid for the Ben Askren fight. But needless to say, it's going to be far, far more than Tommy Fury has ever made for any of his fights. So all this talk of 50-50, that's pure nonsense. If Frank Warren is serious, then he needs to look at no more than 70-30 in Jake Paul's favor in terms of a purse split. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. I know a lot of you are not a fan of Jake Paul, not fans of Jake Paul, rather, and that's perfectly fine. You don't have to be a fan of Jake Paul. You can hate him as much as you like. But personally, I think that overall, having somebody like him involved in boxing is a good thing. And we should be pushing for this fight because it's a real fight. You got two novice pros. Jake Paul is a bit naturally bigger than Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury has a little bit more experience, which kind of evens it up a bit. So I'd love to see the fight. I think it's intriguing. I think Jake Paul, as many pros have said, does actually have a bit of boxing ability there. So why not make it? I'll definitely watch it. Would I pay for it? Almost certainly not. I'll find a stream somewhere to watch it. But I would certainly like to watch it. I'm just being real. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below.